Hey everybody, Kane here, and welcome to another video of Art of Conquest. In this one, we are going to talk about Ethercore once more. And as you can see, I have 400 Ethercore. And it's actually pretty crazy, because I did not really think I was gonna be able to reach this much in so little time. Like what, this feature was out for a month now? And I was able to get so many 5 stars. I honestly didn't expect that I was gonna be able to get so many. I thought the most that I'm gonna get or do is just pretty much 4 stars and then 3 stars, and that's it. However, upgrading 5 stars is a whole other story. So the only reason why I am actually using the 5 stars is because this feature is very new. And because this feature is very new, the crafting materials, right? Like for example, the experience, the other crystals, we don't have that many of them. So for example, if we take a base level 4 or even a base level 2, it's gonna grant 24, 34, etc. We need a level 4 to get the same amount as we would require just one level 5, and the level 5 you just get for free. To get a level 4 resonance on say a 4 star, we're gonna require, like, I think what, at the very least, like 30, 40, 50 experience or something like that. It's actually a lot of resources to make that happen. That is why I am, or I have decided to upgrade one 4 star at a time. And if I get another one that I kind of require, I will just keep it on the side and not touch it for experience and just keep leveling this one. If I have too many spares and I don't have that level 4 or enough of them, I will just level one of the 5 stars to say level 3. Like for example, this one, I will eventually make it to 3. Perhaps this one, if I get a dupe, I will make it level 3, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. So majority of the reason for using these is just buffing this particular value as high as possible. Now, again, why would you do that? It increases attack and HP for all units. One of the units that you kind of have to raise it for is your dragon. You want your dragon to raise an HP. The thing about that is you have a huge HP value, and the more HP you have, of course, with resistances and all other bonuses and stuff like that, the less chances your dragon will be popped by the enemy Lee. If you have a low HP value, you can do whatever you want, your dragon is going to be popped. So that is one of the things. The other thing is the attack and HP value of the heroes. Majority of the PvP now is literally 95 plus percent of heroes, meaning even the simplest of things, like for example tier 16 research on say the generals and sages, is important. Even the research on say rogues and mechanists is important, like very, very important. So yeah, do keep that in mind, that these ones, like for example, if we go to just any hero that I have level 69, like say Alana, she has 90 million HP. So if I make her level 74, I know that above level 70, it's not 10% HP values, it's about like 7.5. So essentially, we would improve about 40%, maybe 45% HP more than what you see here. So it's going to be what? Like 130 million HP, 135 million HP, somewhere like that. And that's like pretty much a third of her HP more, or like half of her HP more, something like that. It's insane. And not only that, This HP value is further scaled by dragon, by prisms, by regenerations, by shields, by so many things that the further you increase the HP values, the tankier they become, and the less damage they take, the less chances they die, the less chances you lose prism buffs, and less chances a chain reaction happens that when like enough heroes with prism buffs die that your entire field just flops apart. Like you're just completely get overrun. So if heroes don't die, you don't have that chain reaction or as quick, so you have time to do that particular thing yourself. So currently, I'm doing that, and if I remove that, I lose about 180 million attack. 180 million attack on Avril, just from 200%. So basically, you can just deem for myself that 1% is about almost a million attack for my Avril, let alone Lee or other DPSs, plus, of course, useful bonuses. Now, unfortunately, it's not increasing the HP value that much. I also don't have max research on the the gladiators, so the HP value is not really that incredibly high as it could be, as well as literature is not really that high. But the values are still being raised pretty decently, and they're able to tank for quite a bit. But in all honesty, again, just upgrading one stone and saving resources for others after that. Now, the thing about this stone is because it's probably one of the better or best stones for Avril. The reason is it depends how you're facing and how you're building a formation. I'm playing on PC. If I play against people who use phones, they can cast 4 abilities almost at the same amount of time, while I am only able to cast 2 abilities on PC. Because you have like 2 fingers, you proc the ability, you proc the placement, and you can just do that in a very quick succession. I have a mouse. I go down, I click it, and then I have to aim, right? I have to do the job with, say, one mouse that people do with 2 fingers in an instant. So there is a lot of disadvantage in playing on PC, and D-clicks are especially harsh. So I build my formations to fight burst versus stall, and burst versus stall, this is probably one of the most broken other stones that you could actually have. Now, at low level, it only is enemies that die within 5 seconds of taking damage from the hero. With this hero bonus will explode, dealing area damage. 1.5 tiles is not that big, but again, chain reaction. Equal to 39% of the hero's attack, and it cannot be evaded. This area damage increases all damage enemies take by 5%. Now, this will further increase the arcanate. Now, a level 4 is not a very good, say, comparison. Let's take a level 10, which eventually we will be able to make. Enemies that die within 5 seconds of taking damage from the hero deal area damage equal to 77% of the hero's attack, which is insane. And then this area damage increases all damage enemies take by 32% for 5 seconds. Eventually, you kind of make a chain reaction with your Avril. But this particular one will further increase your arcanate. And if you're fighting against a Balrog's stall, like this particular bonus or enough of them on your field might just make this arcanate pop a barrel from 100 to 0. I've done that multiple times, but it could have been Lee. Like 90% of the times, it does not even show Lee's Thunderstruck. So I assume it's arcanate, but then it can be Lee Thunderstruck. So I don't know exactly that, whether it was Avril or it was Lee, but essentially increasing all damage enemies take is insanely good for Arcane 8 to do more damage, let alone this particular one, the 77%, could perhaps, and I mean perhaps, I don't know, it's insanely hard to test, could be scaled by the prism as well. Increases all damage the enemy, or rather the wearer damage deals by 66%, and crit damage, perhaps that damage can crit, perhaps that damage can be raised by wave power. I don't know, but essentially against the stall side, that is kind of one of the most insane stones there is. Aside from that, eventually, when we're able to get enough of the stones, say from events, maybe for free, eventually these 5 stars will change, but for now, they're just granting a ton of stats for literally almost no investment in terms of any upgrades whatsoever. You can just freely upgrade one particular one, get a bonus I require until I get a few of the same 4 stars or so, then just quickly upgrade that one, and I guess insert it as an exchange, and then boom, if I don't require that 5 star, I can do whatever I want with it, and it kind of served its purpose, right? As granting about what, like 30 million attack to Avril. Because you got to remember, I think I said earlier that this 200% grants my Avril about 180 million attack, meaning 60 resonance for free is about 30 million attack on your Avril. So that is a pretty insane boost for something I just got randomly out of nowhere, right? So instead of like it buffing 12 million or 6 million, it's buffing 30, right? It's crazy. Let alone just buffing a little bit more on particular heroes that I select. Now, aside from that, I think the Impact Shield has the possibility to be one of the more broken Ether Stones. The thing about that is depends how people build formations. Now, a lot of people are trying to implement I guess, a frontline squad in their burst side, from what I noticed and faced in PvP. And at some points, their burst side frontline can be stuck on, say, your stall side's Balrog, can be stuck on Bane or stuff like that. And of course, this particular one can just literally top them off every 1.5 seconds. Now, this says base HP. Some of the base HP heals heal like insane, others don't heal anything. So this can actually be insane, or this can actually be awful. I don't know. They have like a million heals. Eventually, during some power prize fight, I will be able to test perhaps and see whether or not it actually heals a decent amount. Aside from that, this at level 2 is not that insane in my eyes, right? It becomes insane after level 3. Now it says increases ranged damage reduction by 3% for 1.5 seconds for every shocked enemy. Now 3% doesn't mean much to most people. Like 3% is awful, it's worthless. But when you go on to this ability and you read the sentence, gain 5%, in this case it would be 3, ranged damage reduction for every one enemy shocked for 1.5 seconds, up to 15 stacks. It can actually be insane. And it can actually help you literally tank almost an entire burst side a lot better, for probably majority of the time. Now the thing is, we have only really physical and magical resistances. We don't really have ranged resilience. Now the other thing is, the range damage can be Tisafin. I do assume the range damage can be Valerie, Ophidia, archers. But the thing is, I don't know if Avril is considered ranged when she is casting magic. So she is ranged with her basic attacks, but when she casts ability, I think it would be reduced by this one. But if it would be reduced by this one, it would actually be a pretty friggin' insane, I guess, buff in terms of the other stones, but we're actually gonna have to see. But yeah, that is pretty much what I'm kind of going for. If this doesn't prove that worth it to me, I mean, eventually, what we can do is just we can just swap back to 4 stars. It's no biggie. I mean, what you can do is you can just use this particular stone eventually, right? So if I would remove this, I go here, I click upgrade, right? And I can just select this one, and it's gonna give all of the experience back. Yes, I kind of, have a 5 star, you're gonna be wasting that 5 star or multiple 5 stars, but essentially, what you have to deem this as a 5 star is just a lot more energy than the other ones as well, because you're not gonna require to make all of them. You also have to take into consideration that there might be even more 5 stars than there are 3 stars eventually. So most of these in the future can just be basic experience for all of the new Etherstones. So you have to take that also into consideration. So just by getting them, you're getting a ton of experience in this feature. So it's still insane, even if the stones that you get 5 star are bad or not useful, they're going to make you a lot better anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much it, what I kind of learned, how I'm using my stuff. I mean, I had resistances before on both of these. I think it was that 3 star. I do believe this one is performing quite a bit better than the other one because the healing can just be insane. But I mean, it could just be all of the value increases, and of course the armory lifesteal bonuses on Balrog being able to heal himself a little bit. Who knows? But eventually, we're gonna test everything and we're gonna make our decisions pretty clear. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully, you enjoyed it. Hopefully, you learned something new. If you did, do hit that subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. So, as if you would wish to support me more than just watching my videos, I have made a Patreon page where you would be able to do just that. In return, I would be able to help you out more individually in terms of events, PvP formations, and stuff like that. So, as I would like to thank all of my patrons for the support. I really, really appreciate it for your subscriptions. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Take care and stay safe out there.